And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I believe that this is changing nowadays. Like in the past, it was very common to charge, to demand this, from others to be formal and to use a specific language. But nowadays, the companies are accepting more this. Just a minute. I'm listening to myself. I'm listening to myself. Sorry. Okay, here we go. It's because the live, because of the live, but here we go. So I was saying that nowadays I see the companies are more open to accept different styles of communication, and it's very nice how you share at your company, you have this, you feel free to share your ideas with your coworkers in a more informal way. You don't have to follow some rules to communicate. I think that's a good way for you to engage, to connect with each other. I really like what you said, Lucy. Thanks a lot. And let me see the next question. So yeah, I kind of spoiled the next question. Do you believe the companies are more open to the use of informal language at the workplace? Elton, can you start?
I think it depend is company. In my company, is very normal use informal, but the the enterprise is law or medical or health enterprise is very difficult use informal language. I think depends. In my position, we use informal language a lot with boss, with customers, because it is normal in nowadays. But yeah, I think it depends.
Yeah, fair enough. Like once this year I went to an interview where the boss was wearing shorts, and for me that was completely different from everything. So in some companies they don't have such a dress code, or the language is not so important to be formal all the time, so we kind of have to adapt and see what's happening with the company, like with the workers and the customers, like you mentioned. Like I said, I think that companies are being more open to this, but it's not like you can do whatever you want. It's just like you can be more of yourself maybe, but of course being wise and smart to notice when it's not appropriate to use certain types of language. I think having this self-awareness, it's the key for you to communicate well at your workplace. And you, Lucy, what do you have to share about this question?
Yes, I think the company today are more open of informal language at the workplace to try to put people more comfortable to talk about, like, example, feedbacks. Sometimes you have to get some feedbacks. It's not like a machine, you have a script, you have to just read and, oh, you have to be good on that, you have to be good on. It's not like that. I think when you have a feedback, or when you talk about a problem or something that you need to be a little bit better, or something that you got wrong and you're going to um, fix, uh, everything depends how the communication works, okay? Because you can have a lot of pressure if someone talk to you very hard, with pressure, like, you shouldn't do that because you are doing everything wrong, blah blah blah. You can just get traumatized and, I don't know, get some block. So everybody's going to do any kind of mistake. So I feel when you have this communication more uh, informal, not too formal, you feel comfortable to believe and trust and have a good relationship with everybody.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Like here, this is a business English meeting, but it's not like a formal meeting. We are not wearing formal clothes, and our language, it's the English you speak in your in a daily basis, but you can relate to business, but it's not like formal. And I think that's important, like you said, because we can be more comfortable to be ourselves. And when people feel like they have to be too formal, sometimes they are not gonna perform in the best way because it's kind of something in the way. I feel like stuck sometimes when you're trying to make a presentation or something like this. Okay, so I was just talking to Bia and she's going to listen, but if at any moment you want to share some ideas, you can make yourself at home and open your mic, raise your hand, okay? And we're gonna listen to you. So let's pass to the next question. I'd like to start this question with you, Lucy. Can you read this one for us? And of course, share your perspective.
Is your communication with your boss different from the ones you use with your workmates? If so, how? I don't think it's different. I have very open sides to talk about my boss. That's what I think is very important where I work right now. I don't feel like a boss. I feel like a friend that is guiding me to learn, to um, have new challenges in my professional life, and sometimes I share things that are happening in my personal life that sometimes not impacting my professional life. So when you have this open door to talk with your boss, not in one I don't know how to say that, it hierarchia, yeah, hierarchia. I think we are just people with one target, resolve problems, and at the end of the day, we're not just numbers. We are people that are doing things for other people, not for machines. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I think that is incredible that you feel you have this freedom, not all workers can say the same thing. And I would like to see more often in the companies this type of behavior and culture that you mentioned. And how about you, Elton? How is it for you?
In my context, it depends. I have a boss. I need different communication. I have a boss. I can informal communication because it depend the person or is I have a workmate. I have a formal communication because I don't have my friend workmate my friend not my friend his boss my friend. I change my communication. Is very important the close the person. I think it depends, but in my company is very nice the communication with boss. Is this?
I understand. It's totally possible, right, to be friends with your boss and not so close to your colleagues.
Yes.
Like I feel closer to the colleagues because they are the same position as me, for example. They are not boss. But sometimes, depending on the personality of this person, you can feel more connected to them. And some people are more formal naturally, like they just approach you in a formal way naturally, so maybe it makes sense.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. In my case, I'd say that I have this opening to share, to be more informal sometimes. Even my boss, he can be informal, but I still don't have this, I still have this block to be informal all the time. I find myself always being more formal because I'm like, oh, I don't want to give the wrong impression. So I tend to be more formal with him and informal with others. For example, with colleagues, I share about my personal life, I share memes, I share a lot of things. But with him, it's more about the work, about the tasks I have to deliver. You know, I like to keep it like this, but it's not like him. He's closed to me, but I prefer to feel a little bit more about how he's going to react to me being formal, and then I get to change my behavior. But for now, I think being formal works for me. My perspective and my personality, you know. And the next question is about email marketing, you know, that type of communication we get in our inbox, the message about advertisements, courses, anything actually. Sometimes we just even subscribe and receive an email inviting you to something. You know, it's very common nowadays with the cookies and our data everywhere. So I'd like to know this next question from you guys. Elton, can you read this one and
Yes.
share your ideas?
It's very normal receive email marketing using Informal, Nubank, and the new company and C&A, the style, team style. I think cool, but depends. I don't like my healthy plan. My health plan stand for me informal language. But I like it. Depending the company the is cool about sell product or sell service. I like, and I can see and the is easy. I like the company.
Do you think that you feel closer to the company when they use this type of language?
Yes, I think the close of company, but is company is scan the resume no serious because the resume is serious. I prefer a formal language.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. You don't want to share something inappropriate, right, to the companies. Very interesting. And you, Lucy, what about yourself? Lucy, can you listen to us?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. I was stuck in the mood, sorry. Yes, I think actually nowadays it's very common we receive email marketing very in an informal treatment. Sometimes, yeah, I think it's not a problem. I think it's more nice and I don't know, comfortable to receive this kind of message, but at the same time, I agree with Elton. Example, if we open um, one complain about something about like I don't know my TV is not working. I send a message. I open a ticket for resolve the problem. If they send me a totally informal treatment, I will feel weird. So I think it depends and how you should treat this informal treatment. Sometimes when you're going to sell, when you're going to offer something, kinds of fits good. But when you're going to resolve a problem or a complaint, I think should be formal. I think more comfortable, see that someone is taking care of my problems.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I haven't thought about it. You know, the context changes everything, because if you are making a complaint, it's because you are mad, upset at the company, so they are using informal language. You feel like they are not taking you seriously. You know, that's very upsetting for sure. And I received some email marketing. I don't care at all. Like, I don't mind if they treat me informally, but I've never it was never a situation of complaining, always to advertise something for me. So I wasn't mad because everything was okay with me. But maybe if I had a problem, I would feel offended, or, oh my gosh, they should be focused on my problem and not in looking cool to me. You know, I think that's the image we might have. But for example, Nubank, I like how they use this type of language, because for the contract that has a lot of pages, a lot of technical language, they try to make it simple. And for me, that's the main point of communication, because people don't read a lot of pages. I don't read, I gotta confess, I don't read at all. So if they just summarize the ideas, it makes a lot of sense, and the clients can be happier about their services, because they are explaining everything the right way, you know. But I don't mind. I usually put a nickname to be called, because I like this type of thing. Like Nubank, I put Beldade Suprema, because they asked me how you want to be called, and I said I want to be called Beldade Suprema, because that's who I am, you know. So, but I understand. There's a problem, you might feel upset. And since we were talking about these situations when it is appropriate to use informal language and others when it's not, the next question is related to this as well, about the precautions we should take. Okay, so what precautions should be taken to make sure the informal language won't be read as a way of disrespect, like the clients be mad with your language and so on? Lucy, I think you are off to a good start, so you can answer this one. Go ahead.
What precautions should be taken to make sure the informal language won't be read as a way of disrespect? I think the first question was what you just have said. How would you like to be called? I think this is something nice, right? To start putting some informal language without disrespecting someone. And also, I don't know, I'm not, I can't develop more things from that. Yeah, I think just ask how would you like to be treated, or maybe it's okay for you. You talk in this informal language. Maybe people they don't like. So if you have like an option to choose if going to fit for you or not, yeah, I think this will be a good point. Just like ask, it's good for you, this informal language. We can keep like that. How would you like to call you? You have a nickname, or you'd like to change your name, or I think it can be this, but I cannot develop more things from that. Sorry.
No, you wasted. Thanks a lot. A lot of great ideas. We can reflect about it now. And I'm gonna give to Elton so he can bring others other ideas to us.
I think you need now how you are talking. If is colleague or important person, and you have respect the person, and try the connection and you and the person, because I think the start the talking, you have a formal English, but the time with the people and the place, you can use informal language. I think you have careful is very nice in talking for informal language.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a great point. You can use this time to get to know the person and be more connected to their ideas and preferences, for example. And I believe that you should always study your audience. Like if you are going to make a presentation or send an email, for example, have the systems where you keep the information about your client, like the things they like, history, of course, they have with your company. And for there, you can have some tips on how to act, how to approach them. And that's very important to make sure the communication is respectful all the time. And yeah, I totally agree with you too. I don't have a lot to add because I think it's simple as asking, like Lucy mentioned. You can't guess, you can't just make assumptions. Oh, that's what my client wants. You gotta talk to them and know the right answers to not waste your time or to not be offensive to them. That's my perspective on this. And I think the next question is also a good one for us to share some ideas. So let's do this one as well. Elton, can you read the question and answer?
For which jobs is excellent verbal and written communication a must? Is I start?
Mhm.
In my job is very important. Is the good communication is because I try study. I need the fancy ideas and the presentation, a boss, and I think jobs have communication a lot. Lawyer, business is jobs, and the communication is the bigger force and the person, because uh, my job is communication and it's very important. I think it is. I think the job is and talk a lot and customers and friends, workmates is this.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you work like a tech guy, you are behind the computer, not approaching people as much. Maybe it is okay. It's good for you to learn how to communicate in a proper way, the formal way, of course, but it's not mandatory sometimes because you won't use this in a daily basis at your work, But I think about journalists, for example, they gotta follow a pattern of communication, the language, and make sure they are understood by others. They always they have to make a double check on the articles they write. So that's another example that I have, but it's important to be a great communicator, even speaking and writing. And in some companies, I believe they are using more like memes and things that are relatable to communicate to the audience. But in general, I still believe that journalism is a profession that is needed to develop and apply these skills, like to have a great communication all the time. And you, Lucy, what's your opinion?
Mm, I think the job right now that should have this right communication, excellent, probably who the sales. Example, when you're going to offer a product or service, this should be very clear without any doubts, because sometimes if you write in a way you can get assumption of two things, this can get this can get a big big problem, a confusion between what are you offering me, should I accept this, doesn't look like something very good to buy. And also nowadays when we most of the people are in the social media, so you have to to have a great communication skills, verbal, because you're not just talking to one generation, you're talking with a lot of generation, the grandpa, the grandma, the young people, the teenagers, the kids. So I think this should be very nice, because we have like most of the people are not seeing newspaper anymore, or any kind of magazine. People are going to Instagram to read. If people over there doesn't have the good communication skills, just not verbal like speaking, but writing, like you said, journalist is one of the legs of this kind of job, right? I think should be essential, must be essential, right?
Yeah, great point about the social media being the source of information for a lot of people. So if you just choose to communicate with the young generation, maybe the older won't understand, or they even complain, oh, you are using the too informal language. Sometimes I read this kind of comments, on posts. Why are people writing like this? It doesn't make any sense when they try to adapt to the young generation. It's like a conflict happening all the time. And I guess we have time for one more question. I actually skipped number 6, but I feel like this question is a little bit different, so I'd like for us to answer this one. And okay, Lucy, can you read it? And of course, answer.
Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what comes to your mind when you see the word relaxed atmosphere on a job post? Is it true benefit? Mm, I don't know if it's a true, just can be just a marketing, right? Because it's the company, they nowadays they try to put this tag that they are very open, they are the best company to work, but it's hard to just put 100% of sure that that place is amazing, because company works for money, right? They don't have the target to put people in a comfort zone or be very relaxed. Most of jobs we have stressful days, we have pressures, but I think we need to work with that in a balanced way. When you're very stressed, you can talk to people to share the problems. That way you can have good days. But I don't get this as sure that the atmosphere will be relaxed. I think it's a little bit impossible just work for fun, you know?
What is a huge lie? Do what you love and you don't have to work another day in your life. Like just because you love it, it doesn't seem like work. Some people share this idea, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
You totally disagree with this, right?
I think you can work with something that you love, but um, you're going to have 2 points. Or this doesn't make a lot of money, or you're going to work a lot of like a lot hard. My mom, she works with something that she loves, but she work harder to make enough money to pay the bills, you know. It's you have to choose what you want. You want to be happy or you want to pay your bills. I don't know. If you can do the match of both, it's good, but never gonna be 100% relaxed.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sometimes we can feel, oh, I'm working, I love this, but it's like you don't love the most profitable thing, and you find a conflict happening in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when I see these words, I always think it is a lie. Sometimes it can be true. I don't know the company to say if it's true or not, but the idea that I have, it's like they are trying to oversell it to others and to make sure people feel attracted to the company. But for me, a benefit is the voucher for food or uh, a health insurance, something like this. These are benefits, in my perspective. But if you say the environment is uh, relaxed, it's everybody's chilling. For me, it doesn't sell it so much because, for starters, I don't want to be there. I want to work from my home. So how if they are wearing cargo shorts or if they are wearing suits, I don't care so much. I prefer to be at my home and to be respected, but I don't feel like it's going to be so relaxing at all because you have pressure, you have goals to deliver, to achieve, and a lot of pressure, like you mentioned. So I prefer to see more money on my bank account than the relaxed atmosphere. That's it. And you, Elton?
Yes.
Money, it's always better, right?
I think I see relaxed atmosphere. I think no have dress code is is the the atmosphere is funny and have a timing is nice and don't have a micromanagement is don't have people see you doing. I think remote mode the company have a remote mode is very uh, atmosphere relaxed atmosphere because you don't have a go to the 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 building is I think is uh, for me is important. I work uh, in atmospheres don't relax. Né? I don't like is rigid timings rigid is uh, don't have you can't talk the friends in enterprise. I I work in company is don't is doesn't have the good atmosphere. I think is I think his moment is good because he have opportunities. I can work remote and hybrid formats, and I like. I see relaxed atmosphere. I like, but have marketing. It's true. Is start you see the company.
That's true. Life will tell if they are relaxed or not. But very interesting, like you said, when you experience an environment that is not so chilling or relaxed, you kind of feel, oh, it's good to it would be good to have the experience of working in a different place. So maybe we don't appreciate sometimes because we have a good work experience, but when you work at a place with a lot of pressure, you'd like to go to the place with the relaxed atmosphere, right? what do you think about, just a random question now, what do you think about like happy hours, some offices that provide beer on Friday for the employees? Would you drink the beer at your workplace? Elton, what do you think?
In my company, I work in DTI, it's company in BH, is have a happy hour, is we have the moments with workmates and the boss, very nice, is having the good atmosphere, because have these moments, one time for month have the happy hour, and the people the teammates and the boys together, and make happy hour is I like it, and is very important, because is work is connection too, because I don't have connection, and the work is it don't function, because the people need the think together. I think this I like.
Yeah, that's true. The brings people closer together, right? The happy hours. And you, Lucy, can you share about yourself?
Sure. All the times when we had the happy hour, I used to go, and I don't think it's a problem. But at the same time, you have to to set a limit. You're not with your friends. You are in a professional area, because you're not there for flirting with people. You're just there to do a short conversation, do networks, try to sell yourself, try to see what's going on in other areas, how you can support them, how you can migrate further, blah, blah, blah. Upgrade, talking about your professional life. But people, when you put drink, they go harder. Like the last day, I'm going to drink as much as I can. They do a lot of damage. It's normal. You see people, they drink a lot. This is not nice. So I think, yes, it's a good thing to do, but with a balance, because you're not there with your friends.
Yeah, you need to make wise decisions at happy hours, right?
Because we'll be tomorrow. You're
Yeah,
not going
there's
to be.
always,
Yes.
yeah. This motto, like you only live once, kills a lot of people every day. Be aware of that. I'm just kidding. But hey, girls, welcome back. I want to know from you how it was the conversation. Did you like the topic, the interaction, and everything? Tell me everything.
I really like it. It was a good conversation. Wanda was a good leader.
She's the boss. So we were just talking about the question number 6, okay? The relaxed atmosphere. What do you think about this? Do you think it's true? There is a benefit for the companies, or maybe not? Each of you can answer.
Yeah, when I stay in Facebook, I see a beautiful place, a grass, and add lay down, space for lay down, and see the sky and the clouds. It's a beautiful. And people lay down there and see the sky. It's a relaxing, it's informal, relaxed atmosphere. I think in a good companies, there is a really relaxed atmosphere. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, we were talking about how there is always some pressure to deliver, at companies, and maybe these things are just to sell the company for the candidates. But yeah, you brought a different perspective. I can understand. It's possible, right, to
Yeah,
create a good environment. I'd like to have a place to sleep at my company. I don't know.
place for massage, place for a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Wanda. Guys, I share with you the survey. That is our feedback link. You can give your opinion, suggest a topic for the next meetings, okay? It's very important as well. And now I have a question for Natalia. Let me see the question I'm gonna, okay, I choose for you the question number 9. Do you feel uncomfortable when you need to change your communication, like you are formal and you have to be informal and vice versa?
Yeah, for sure. Always when we don't use it to have a kind of communication, we need to pay more attention the words that we are talking, pay attention in our body expression. So for sure, it's not a comfortable because you are not so being as you use it to be. But depends on the place, depends on the situation, requires it for you. So I guess we should be prepared to this kinds of situation.
Yeah, that's true. Elton mentioned, and Lucy as well, about the different types of clients you can have. For example, you can be friends with your boss and not so friendly with your colleagues because of personalities, And I think that it has everything to do what you shared.
Yeah.
Very good. And now, it's a tradition for us to ask the new ones about the first meeting. So Elton, you have the stage. How was the first meeting for you?
It's good. I learned a lot. It's good, in my opinion, this first time.
Okay, thank you so much. You are more than welcome to come back. All of you, actually. Lucy, you had a great conversation as well. Thank you for coming. Wanda, Natalia. I'm sorry Leonardo had to leave. I don't know what happened, but it happens, right? It's normal. Thank you so much. This is our last immersion of the year. I wish you a lot of great things for 2023, a lot of food, money. If you know the numbers of the lottery, let me know. I want them. Can't hurt,
Let me know
right?
too.
Let me know too.
Oh my gosh. A lot of people to share the money. I don't like this. I just want to make a final request. I want to make a screenshot to register this moment. Okay, I can do it. Can I do it?
Yeah, for me,
Okay. Just put some perfume if you want, and so on. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thanks a lot. Happy New Year for you. Happy holidays, and I wish a lot of love. Okay, thank you so much. I had an amazing year with you, and we have much more coming for the next year for sure.
For you too.
Thank you.
For you,
Bye bye,
for all of
guys.
you.
Take care.
Bye,
Happy
everyone.
New Year.